Hi, this is Martin and you are watching another episode of Inside Ubuntu. Today I'm going to show you how to enhance the usability of your desktop by using mouse gestures. So using your desktop you might run into some tasks or commands or programs you use pretty often. So for example I pretty much use the terminal, so it would be really great to just be able to do a small movement with the mouse and open up the terminal instead of always going to the menu and clicking on terminal and so on. Or if you have to type your email address pretty often, you can just use a mouse gesture to fill in your email address, or even complex and large texts. Always looking for commands or clicking through the menu can be a pain, so that's why you can use mouse gestures. If you should not know what a mouse gesture looks like, basically it's just pressing down a button on your mouse or even your keyboard if you wish, and then you move the mouse in a certain pattern and the program, whatever program you use, will recognize this pattern and execute a command you previously saved. For example, if I want to use or to open the terminal, I just press my mouse button and move my mouse like this, and you see it brings up the terminal. So other things you can do would be switching desktops, or show every window that you currently have open on all desktops, or you can just show the windows on the current desktop. And yeah, there are plenty of possibilities. I will show you some later on in this tutorial. So what do you need to use mouse gestures? First of all, you will need some piece of software like easystroke. You can get easystroke simply by typing sudo apt-get install easystroke and hit enter. You will be prompted for a password. You type in your password, hit enter again, and it should install everything that's needed. So in my case I already have it installed, so yeah. Okay, now that you have installed easystroke, you can simply open it by going either to your menu and to universal access, and there you will find easystroke gesture recognition. I think you can as well type easystroke in terminal. Yep. And you can also type or press Alt F2 and type easystroke. Should be working as well. So when you first start up easystroke, this list will be empty, but I already added some gestures. So if you want to add a new one, you can click on add action, and then you can type in the name. For example, if you would like to have a mouse gesture to open gedit or gedit, I don't quite know how to pronounce it, you can do so, and it's a command, and the command would be gedit or gedit. And now you can record a stroke. I think G would be a good idea. You always will have to remember your strokes, so choose something you can remember. And now if you draw this G again on the desktop, it will open up gedit. So let's close this one. You can add another action. For example, if you have an email address and you don't always want to type your email address into any formula, you can call this one email, and this is a text, and the text would be your email address at .org, and you can record a stroke. It would be something like an E, for example. And now if you open up gedit and draw this E, you can see it pasted in the text we just saved. You can do this with any text. You can even enter larger texts, or you can, don't know, just be creative. Another thing you can do is let the easystroke program press keys for you, for example. If you want to run a program or command, this would be a key, and you can use Alt F2, and this will open up the run dialog. So stroke, draw in R. It's not a nice one again, but it will do. If you draw this again, you see it opens up the run application dialog. Yeah. So these three first entries will be the ones you will use the most, I think. You can even choose different options like button and so on, but usually you only need the first ones, so command, key, and text. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. One thing, if you, for example, have a binary file which you cannot execute by simply typing the name, for example, in my case it would be Eclipse. If I type Eclipse in terminal, it will give me an error. That's because Eclipse is in a different directory. It's in downloads, Eclipse, and then you have the binary file. So we will need the binary, the path to this binary file, and we can get it by clicking on properties, and there you have the location of this file. Copy this one, and now we add an application, add an action, of course. Eclipse, it's a command, and command would be paste in the path and then the name of the binary file, Eclipse, record the stroke, capital E in this case. You can use whatever you want, but I think capital E is just pretty cool for Eclipse. And you see it opens up Eclipse. Cancel this one. So that's basically all you need to know about adding gestures, and you should try not to use too complex movements because you will always have to memorize those. And great thing is if you use letters like E for email or C for Chromium, or I have something like an F for Firefox or something like a T for terminal. So that's basically all you need to know. You do have some preferences over here. You can change some things, for example the color of the strokes and so on. Just have a look over this if you are interested. Yeah, that's all you really need to know to use mouse gestures. You can do this on a laptop as well with a touchpad, but for touchpad there are different pieces of software. Maybe I will introduce one of those to you, but for now I think mouse gestures with easystroke will just be fine. Find your own gestures, what you like the most, what is good for you. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Inside Ubuntu. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. Take care of yourselves and see you next time.